Well, hello there, everybody. It's Grandpa Scott, and I'm back here with a new story and an excellent adventure for sharing with you today. The book that we're going to be reading today is Walt Disney's Winnie the Pooh and Tigger Too. Do you know these guys? Yeah, they're a lot of fun, aren't they? Well, let's get right into the story, shall we? Okay, let's read. One sunny morning in a 100-acre wood, Tigger was bouncing through the forest. Boing, 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 boing. Hoo-hoo-hoo, he cried happily. It's a terrific day for bouncing. I think I'll drop in on my old pals. Wonder who that will be. Meanwhile, a little bear named Winnie the Pooh was busy thinking. Think, think, think. The bear of little brains said, trying hard to remember what he was thinking about. Then, whoomp, bump, bump! Winnie the Pooh was bounced to the ground. Well, hello, Pooh. I'm Tigger. T-I-double-G-R. That spells Tigger. Yes, I know, Pooh replied. You've bounced on me before. Oh, sorry, pal, apologized Tigger. Well, gotta go. Got a lot of bouncing to do. T-T-T-ta-ta for now. Oh, that is fun, isn't it? And quick as spring, Tigger bounded off. That was Tigger. He was always bouncing on his friends when they least expected it. Tigger next stopped at Piglet's house, and Piglet was expecting to be whoomp, bump, bump, bounce to the ground. Oh, Tigger! Piglet nervously shuddered. You scared me. Scared you? Tigger said. That was just one of my little bounces. It was? Asked Piglet, thinking that the bounce had felt awfully big to him. I'm saving my best bounce for old long ears, Tigger replied. Woo-hoo-hoo! Ta-ta! That Tigger is wild, isn't he? Meanwhile, Rabbit was busy tending his garden. There now, Rabbit happily announced. Everything is perfect. Carrots, lettuce, pumpkins, all neat and tidy. But not for long, because just then, what's gonna happen? Oh no! Rabbit cried frantically. Stop! Whoop, bump, bump. Too late. Rabbit receives Tigger's biggest bounce ever. The two rolled and tumbled through Rabbit's garden. Everything was flattened. Oh, hello, Rabbit. I'm Tigger. T-I-double. Oh, please, Rabbit angrily interrupted. Don't spell it. Oh, dear, just look at my garden. Yuck, Tigger said. Kind of messy, isn't it? Messy? Messy? It's ruined, moaned Rabbit. Oh, Tigger, why don't you ever stop bouncing? 'Cause bouncing is what Tiggers do best, he answered. Well, that's for sure. Later, Pooh and Piglet went to Rabbit's house for a special Tigger protest meeting. Order, order, called Rabbit. Tigger is getting too bouncy. It's time we taught him a lesson. Perhaps we should find a way to unbounce him, suggested Piglet. How would they do that? Yes, I agree, Rabbit replied. What do you think, Pooh? Pooh? Are you listening? Oh, of course, Pooh replied, waking from a sound sleep. But there was some fluff in my ear. Could you repeat that, please? Which part? Asked Rabbit. The part that I didn't hear, of course, answered Pooh. Pooh, whispered Piglet. Are we trying to take the bounce out of Tigger? Oh, I've got a splendid idea, Rabbit suddenly announced. We'll take Tigger somewhere where he's never been before. Then we'll lose him there. Lose him? Asked Pooh. Oh, don't worry, Rabbit explained. We'll find him again the next morning. Mark my words, it'll take the bounce right out of him. Do you think that's a good idea? I don't think so. So it was agreed. They would start out the next day. That morning turned out to be cold and a misty one in the 100-acre wood. The mist was so thick that the four friends could barely see the ground in front of them. But that didn't slow down Tigger. Boing, boing, boing. He sprang ahead of them, took the lead. Tigger leaped farther and farther and deeper in the woods. Rabbit thought it was a good time to lose him. "Now's our chance," he said to Pooh and Piglet. "Quick! Over there, over here, hide!" Rabbit led his two friends aside to an old hollow log. Tigger soon realized that his friends were no longer behind him. "Hey, that's funny," Tigger said. "They must be lost." Tigger thinks they were lost, but they just hid from him. "Hello!" Tigger called, bouncing back to look for his missing friends. "Hey guys, where are you? Hello!" Then Tigger climbed to the top of the very place where Pooh, Piglet, and Rabbit were hiding. "Hello!" he shouted in the log as loud as he could. The hidden friends' ears rang from the noise, but they said nothing. That's not very nice, is it? Tigger soon gave up, boinging off in search of his pals. Rabbit cautiously peered out of the log. "Hooray!" cheered Rabbit. "My splendid idea worked. Come on, let's head for home." Rabbit was certain that everything was working according to the plan, but soon the plan stopped working. What could that mean? The plan stopped working. Pooh, Piglet, and Rabbit walked and walked through the woods, but they didn't seem to be getting anywhere. "It's funny how everything seems the same in the midst," Rabbit said. "It looks just like the sand pit where we started." And so they tried again, but ended up right back at the very same pit. Pooh was getting tired. He suspected the sand pit was following them, but the truth was they were lost. They had been walking around in a big circle. Well, that's not good. "Oh, Rabbit," Pooh suggested, "how would it be if, as soon as we're out of sight of this old pit, we just try to find it again?" "Why?" asked Rabbit. "We keep looking for home, but we keep finding this pit," Pooh explained. "So I thought if we kept looking for this pit, maybe we would find home." "I don't see much sense in that," Rabbit replied. "If I walk away from this pit and then walk back to it, of course I'd find it. I'll prove that to you. Wait here." So Pooh and Piglet waited in the misty sand pit for Rabbit. Rabbit's kind of ornery. And they waited, and they waited, and they waited. The two tired friends fell asleep. All the while Pooh dreamed of his honey pots at home. Grrr! A strange noise startled Piglet. "What was that, Pooh?" he asked, waking up. "My tummy," Pooh explained. "It rumbled. I'm hungry, Piglet. Let's go home now." "Do you know the way?" asked Piglet. "No," answered Pooh, "but there are 12 pots of honey in my cupboard, and they've been calling to my tummy." They have? Does your tummy ever call you when you're hungry?" "Yes, Piglet. I couldn't hear them before because Rabbit was talking. I think I know where they're calling from," Pooh said, helping Piglet out of the sandpit. "Come on, we'll just follow my tummy." Pooh and Piglet walked off together into the mist. For a long time, Piglet said nothing because he did not want to interrupt the voices in Pooh's honey pots. Sure enough, the mist soon got thinner, and Piglet began to know where he was. When suddenly, hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo! It was Tigger. Whump, bump, bump! He bounced Pooh and Piglet to the ground. "Hello there, you two," Tigger cried. "Where have you been?" "We've been trying to find our way back home," explained Pooh. "Say, where's old Longears?" asked Tigger. "He must be still missing in the mist," Pooh said. "Well, leave it to me," Tigger declared. "Then I'll go and bounce him right out of here. TTFN, ta-ta for now." And off Tigger went. Now he's looking for Rabbit. So Tigger romped off to find Rabbit. Meanwhile, Rabbit was still wandering around in the cold mist. By now he was most definitely lost and certainly scared. His frightened mind played tricks on him. Rabbit began to hear noises and and strange noises and scary noises. Chomp, chomp. Pooh? Piglet? Is that you? Crunch! Ah! Yelled Rabbit. Croak! What was that? Rabbit cried fearfully. Broke! Who was that? Who was there? Help! Rabbit screamed, running off in an awful panic. Who would be bumped into but whoomp, bump, bump? Hello, Rabbit! Tigger! The Bounce Bunny cried in surprise. But you're supposed to be lost. Lost? Tiggers never get lost, buddy boy. Tigger cheerfully replied. Never? Rabbit asked sadly. He realized that his splendid plan had not worked at all. Of course not, Tigger said. Come on, Rabbit, let's go home. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! The two started back. Rabbit was not a happy rabbit. He was a tired rabbit, a lost and found rabbit. And why, oh why do these things happen to me, Rabbit? But Rabbit had learned his lesson. Never again would he try to change his friends. He was lucky to have them just the way they are. And isn't that the truth? Friends are just great to have them. And yes, we're all different. We've been given special abilities and talents. But just like Rabbit found out that sometimes our friends might annoy us or even make us angry. But at the end, it's about forgiveness and acceptance. And Rabbit learned to accept Tigger for who he was and how he was. So, now you know that the story's done about Tigger, but the time is now to go outside and have some fun, because this Tigger story is all done.